Is the Nike React Infinity your go-to trainer for this upcoming year? Here is my review after running in this shoe for about 100 miles. Now, so first of all, what I'm looking for, I'm on a quest to find the perfect trainer for me. Everybody's foot's different, and so it may be a trainer I like that you don't like, and vice versa. But here's my experience with it, and hopefully, I'm going to share some of the statistics, and then you're able to piece together which works best for you. So, of all the trainers I test, I'm looking for a cushion shoe. That's what I'm looking for in a trainer. The shoe that I'm going to run every day with, that's what I am looking for here. These are neutral shoes, so there's no pronation. It's not something I particularly need, and so a neutral shoe is what I've been testing. Let me give you some of the different specs of the shoe. Now, I did all these measurements myself, and so maybe they're different than the website, but these are the specs that I feel good about, and so that's what I share. By the way, in the description, there's a Google sheet where I keep a tally of all these different specs of the different shoes that I test. This way you can look and you can see if there's something that I like that you want to follow as well. So there you go. Okay. All right. So first of all, the weight. Put this on the scale. This weighs 11.5 ounces. This is the men's size 9. Now, compared to some of the other trainers I have tested, this is the heavier one by 1.5 to 2 ounces. And I would say you can feel it, but I'll talk about more. There are things about the shoe that negate that weight difference, and it's kind of a unique design for it. So it is a heavier shoe compared to shoes that I have tested. Now, the heel stack is 33 millimeters. The drop is 9 millimeters, which makes the forefoot stack 24 millimeters. What's interesting about this is that this is the lowest heel stack of the shoes that I've tested so far as a trainer, and the biggest drop. And what I felt when I ran in the shoe was that you have this rocking motion where you're definitely being pushed forward when you run in the shoe. And the reason why that's helpful is that even though it's a heavier shoe, I feel like you don't feel the weight difference as much because you're having the drop, which is help pushing you forward. And so what it does is that you're definitely not landing on your heel as much in this shoe. You're definitely on your forefoot and your midsole, which is probably where you want to go be. So those are some of the specs about it. The foam. This is Nike's signature React foam. It's their foam that they have done a lot of work with in their running shoes. It's a EVA blended foam. EVA is the workhorse of the foam industry. Long and proven foam technology from Nike. So those are kind of the key specs. In terms of fit, there's some really neat things about it. One of the ones that I really like is that they have the tongue here. And if you notice, the tongue is stretchy. It's got like this hybrid elastic feel. And it almost feels like one of those socks that you pull on. And so it's a really comfortable fit. And I think that's pretty common with a lot of Nikes. It's got the nice vented mesh foam up here. And so the fit's really good. The breathability is really good. All those things are good. Let's talk about the performance of the shoe. So overall, when I ran in the shoe, what I felt like was I definitely felt that rocking feel where I was being propelled forward, which is what I liked. But what I also felt was that compared to some of the other trainers I tested, it wasn't as cushioned in the mid and the front sole, which makes sense. It's one of the lower stack heights of all those. And I could feel that. And for me, what I was looking for was perhaps something a little bit more cushion. And so I think my net takeaway from this shoe is that it's a great trainer. It's got a lot of great specs, a lot of things I like about it. But I don't think it's going to be the shoe that I choose to do my long runs in, or my easy runs in, because I'm looking for something a little bit more cushion. And there's other shoes that I've tested on that spreadsheet that I'm looking at. But what I think is interesting about this one is that it's still a cushioned shoe, but it makes me feel faster. And as I mentioned before, I'm trying to avoid using carbon shoes for my workouts during training and only saving those for race days. So I think this is actually a shoe that I'm going to pull out when I'm doing faster mile reps or threshold reps for intensity runs, maybe even speed work, because it is a cushion trainer. It has all those benefits, but it definitely has a propulsive feel to it. So those are my thoughts on the Nike React Infinity run shoe. This is the Run 4, by the way. I think it's a great shoe, and I think it has a specific purpose for me in my training plan. And there might be some of the details that I have mentioned that will work really well for you in your training plan.